Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Happy Thanksgiving. And in today's video, I am going to be sharing with you a super scrumptious, delicious banana pudding recipe that I found on Pinterest. So let's just jump right in. To start off, you will need 2 cups of milk, because we all need some milk. That's my daughter's favorite thing to say. You need some milk. And then to the milk, we are actually going to add some French vanilla instant pudding. Guys, this is so good. Makes me want some just watching this video. It's so good. Like, you guys seriously need to try it. I have been doing this recipe for a couple of years now, and it is a huge hit with my family. They request it every Thanksgiving. So yeah, it's super, super good. You guys definitely need to give it a try. And then we're just going to give this a nice little whisk. And as you can see there, I do have my electric mixer there. I was contemplating using it. I chose not to use it because I didn't want to over whisk it with the electric blender. So I decided to just manually whisk it. And that way I could see, like, I don't know. I just feel like, me personally, manually whisking it is just better. I could really feel when the texture starts to change and starts to thicken up. Because I didn't want to like over whisk it and get it too thick. So yeah, I just had to get it the right consistency, and it's just better for me to manually whisk it. And you just got to do this for like a minute. My hand did start to get tired. I had to alternate hands, but hey, it's a good little workout too. I really tried to switch hands and my hand it's not strong enough. I feel like that scary movie, use my strong hand. But yeah, as you can see here, it, instantly turned to pudding. Dang, it's really putting in some work. And then you're just going to set that aside and just kind of let it thicken up a little bit more. And then I'm going to move on here. This is a 9x13 tray. And the cookies that I'm using are the Chessman Pepperidge Farm cookies. So I think these are actually like shortbread cookies. And oh my god, you guys, oh my god, just please give this recipe a try. But these cookies just take the pudding to a whole nother level, because the cookies, because they're shortbread, I feel like they make the pudding kind of taste like cake. I don't know, it's just so good. But yeah, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to line the bottom of this 9x13 tray. I'm going to lay all the cookies down. And for this recipe, you actually just need 2 bags of the Pepperidge Farm cookies. I tried to line as many as I could, and then I just started taking like all of the broken pieces and just kind of like put them on the edge where the whole cookies didn't fit anymore. But you could totally just leave it bare, or just do what I did. Whatever floats your boat. Either way, this recipe will turn out amazing. And then here, I actually have 6 chopped bananas in that bowl. I just peeled them and chopped them up into however big or small you like the slices, doesn't really matter. And if you want to add less bananas, you totally can. If you want to add more bananas, again, you totally can. It's your recipe. Use it whichever way you want to. Use as many bananas as you want to. And then here, I'm actually just kind of like placing the bananas in here with my hand instead of like dumping the whole bowl over, because I didn't want all of the cookies to get moved around. So I just decided it's best if I just kind of like take a handful and kind of mix it around in there. And what's crazy, guys, is I'm really not a huge fan of bananas. I don't really like bananas, but this pudding is like out of this world that I'll eat these bananas. I'll eat the bananas in the pudding. It's totally fine. It's okay. Okay. And now that we have all of the cookies and bananas lined into our tray, we're gonna move on to the next step. And then here for the next step, we are actually going to use a can of sweet condensed milk. Okay, then we're also going to use a package of cream cheese. This is just an 8-ounce package of cream cheese. Please be sure that your cream cheese is room temperature, because it makes it easier to work with. And also be sure to separate the cream cheese and the sweet condensed milk you know, you got to mix that in a separate bowl than your pudding. And then here is the part where we're going to use our electric mixer. This is so much easier to use this electric mixer than it is to whisk it. You can manually whisk this like you did the pudding, but your cream cheese will have like, it won't fully like dissolve. You'll have like some thicker pieces of cream cheese in there, and you don't want that in your pudding. So you want everything to be nice, smooth, and even. So that's why it's easier if you just whisk it, and it'll look like this. Cream cheese is very, very, very nicely blended in with the sweet condensed milk, and that's exactly what we want. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to transfer over the cream cheese mixture into the pudding, and we're just going to lightly fold it all in. So we're going to combine these two wonderful things together. And then we want all of this to be really, really, really nicely combined before we move on to the next step. Looks so good. I want some now. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to add some Cool Whip. And again, you want to make sure this is nicely fully thawed. The recipe calls for 12 ounces of Cool Whip, but you can play that by ear. You can add less than that. I did not use 12 ounces. That's actually like a 16-ounce jar. And I'll say that I used about half of it, so I only used about 8 ounces of it, and it was still really, really good. So you can, you know, you don't have to use the full 12 ounces if you don't want to. And as you can see, my Cool Whip was kind of frozen. So I'm just like trying to dissolve those little frozen pieces of Cool Whip. So that's why I'm saying make sure it's fully thawed out. And here, so you can see I decided to switch over to a spoon. It was just easier to kind of try to dissolve those bigger pieces of Cool Whip with a spoon than it was that spatula. So that's what I'm doing there, putting in some work with the flick of the wrist. And now we are done. We are getting ready to pour in the pudding with the cookies and the bananas. Oh yeah, baby, look at that greatness. And as you can see, the consistency of this is kind of thick, which is perfect. It's the perfect consistency that we want. Because whenever you go to serve a slice, oh, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna hold up like a wonderful piece of cake. Making sure we're scraping all of the goodness out of the bowl. Yes. Now I'm just smoothing it out, making sure everything is nice and even before I layer the top with more cookies. And here we go to layer the cookies. And you know what I was thinking when I was layering these cookies? I was wishing that I would have just taken all of the little broken pieces of the cookies that I got and kind of like mashed them into really small crumbs and just kind of sprinkled the pudding with it like all over, and then used like the whole cookies and layered the whole cookies on there. Like that's what I wish I would have done. So I think next time when I make it, I'm actually going to do that. Just take all of the broken pieces, crumble them up really into like really small fine crumbs, and then sprinkle the top and then place the cookies. I think that'll give it a really nice presentation. I was trying to get all the cookies to face one direction. Oh. Then I was noticing we got a lot of horses. A lot of the cookies had like that horse shape. I don't want to put all the horses together. Oh man, and then I was trying to figure out what to do with those corners. Because a whole cookie wouldn't fit. The struggle was real, guys, trying to figure out those corners. I could have just left them like that, but I wanted it to look aesthetically pleasing. So I just tried to cut the cookies to make it work. But hey, you know what? At the end of the day, my family really enjoyed this this pudding. So that's what really matters. But I tried so hard to get all of the edges covered with cookies. And nobody even noticed. Like, they didn't care. They were just excited to eat the pudding. But yeah, you guys, that okay, yeah, that is it for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoy this recipe. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite recipes are to serve during Thanksgiving. And let me know if you give this recipe a try, or if you've tried it before. Tell me what your thoughts are. I really hope that you guys give this recipe a try and make it, and then let me know what your family thinks of the recipe. Please subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be notified of when I drop some bomb diggity videos. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.